All right, this is water glassing. Okay, so here's my eggs, and they are in clean containers. I take Mrs. Wage's pickling lime. I have my 4 cups of water. So what they say is you would use 1 ounce of pickling lime to 1 quart of water. 4 tablespoons of pickling lime per 4 cups. So that's what I've got here. And this container is pretty much, that's what I use it for. And then I'm going to whisk this stuff up, because I want it nice and dissolved. So chickens are born with a preset amount of eggs in their little ovaries. And one of the things that happens with chickens is when the days get shorter, there are less eggs. And in some cases, there's no eggs. So in the winter, I don't want to have to buy store-bought eggs. And I don't want to be freezing my eggs, you know, in the scrambled form. So this is a shelf-stable way of preserving your eggs. I'm able to sell quite a few and still maintain a surplus in which I now water glass. And yes, water glass, they will not taste any different. It will affect a little bit the yolk. Yes, you can still fry your eggs, but it's not going to be identical. Like if you really like the whole sunny side up thing, it might look a little different, but nothing for baking, for scrambled, for a fried egg, you know, this is all good. So anyway, there's my 4 cups and 4 tablespoons of the pickling lime. And then you literally just pour it over your eggs. I just use whatever glass jars are available. So this one was a bigger jar than I anticipated, so I may have to make another batch to do my other set of eggs there. But for now, this gives you the gist. You get to see it. So the main important thing here is, see how that it didn't cover. It has to cover all the eggs. So I am just going to simply remove this one. Just going to place it right there. And then I'm going to add to cover that egg, because that is very important. You must cover your eggs. They must be fully covered. Now, when you are water glassing, you do not use store-bought. They must have the bloom on them. They must be clean from the coop, as clean as you can. So when I say clean, I mean there's not a lot of poop on them or that. So that is fresh out of the nest. It has not been washed. Again, my gardening hands. The bloom is still intact. That's what makes an egg shelf stable. So you don't wash it. They're good for quite some time on the counter. I mean, I'm not talking 6 months here, people. But, you know, you do not need to refrigerate a fresh egg out of your chicken coop. So you want clean from the coop, bloom intact, in the jar. Put your mixture in, and then make sure those eggs are covered. Oh, see, that one wants to, it's not just when I moved it. Oh, it's wanting to sit on top of that other, because you don't, I mean, if you have eggs that are, it's just rolling on top of another egg. You don't want floating eggs. That'd be bad. But this one's good. All right. And then you lid it. And that's it. You have just been able to preserve eggs for, and you can see how it's all fine. It settles, it does its thing. But it's good for 12 to 18 months that way. So anyway, that's the simple version of water glassing.